Hey everybody, welcome to the Mean Boys Podcast. If you can't beat 'em, stab 'em. I'm Connor McSpadden.
I'm Keith Carey.
And I'm...
Live action Arthur the Aardvark.
Would your cartoon animal friend have an ass?
I do love a good jaunt to the library, guys.
With your PBS morality tail ass.
Would your inexplicably coming back as a popular meme ass? Like, I don't know what the resurgence of Arthur the Aardvark is, but we really need to shut that shit down.
That is one of the most unlikely comebacks in history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No kidding.
I want
like Mickey Rourke and Arthur memes, like it's those two.
Whatever the next version of like Pepe the Frog is, like weird cartoon mascot for hate group, I hope is Arthur the Aardvark.
Oh god, that would be so funny if they're just like alt-right Arthur.
Just a bunch of people in yellow sweaters just putting Puerto Ricans in camps.
Look, why are their fists all clenched?
Man, it's good to be back. We are joined today by Jay Light, a fellow disgraced roast battle alumni.
Hey,
Got knocked out by the champ.
Yeah, I got knocked out by some bitch.
Yep.
That was also on the show.
That's true. Yeah.
We got a very small, incestuous community.
That's true. The entire cast of that show, except for Frank, will be on this just to spite him.
Hey, you guys, no one's more disgraced than the guy who only did the preliminaries that aren't even on IMDb.
So. Hey, don't be ridiculous. You also made out with me on TV.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You won somebody against somebody and didn't even make it on the show, so you really lost.
Hey, Twitter, calm down.
By the way, funny story about that intro that happened last night. I was on Grindr because I like to party, and I was talking to a fellow who recognized me from Roast Battle and said, your intro was great, and then tried to cavort a threesome with you and I.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, bring that boy in the rainbow underwear.
Bring that boy in the rainbow underwear. Like, what kind of Holocaust story is that? Bring that boy in the rainbow underwear.
So I just want you to know you're already a celebrity among the gay cruising scene.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got a lot of people from high school that are like, I think we're proud of you. I'm not totally sure. We don't know how to react to this in Ontario.
Oh, man.
All right, gang, we're all fired up. Let's get into the Mexican joke off.
Ay, so topical.
I'll take us away. George Orwell's landmark novel, 1984, surged to the bestsellers list after Kellyanne Conway's description of Trump's rhetoric as alternative facts. In a related story, butter sales have reached historic highs after Keith Carey's recent appearance on Comedy Central.
As soon as I heard butter, I'm like, well, I can just take off for a minute.
Yeah. You can.
A photograph of an obese woman falling out of a motorized cart at a Walmart has gone viral, prompting the woman to write an impassioned blog demanding respect. This blog is entitled, quote, "The Starting Pistol for the Olympics of Cyberbullying."
Wow.
Like, that lady is for sure going to kill herself.
Oh, yeah.
That was an oddly poetic way to describe a woman learning how the exit bag works on 4chan.
Oh, no.
Hey, man, I was sad in 2009.
What bums me out the most is I know that we don't have one listener that doesn't know what that is.
Oh, God, that's
course
true.
not.
Or you just see someone post balloon time because that's where the over-the-counter helium tanks are. You know, like you see them at Party City, and it's like balloon time, and then that's a person saying, like, I'm going to say goodbye to everyone.
That's a really adorable way because you just float right up.
Yeah, it's like the movie Up.
Yeah.
Amazingly, the
Except
helium...
it's just your guts.
Except somehow less depressing.
Somehow the helium drags you down to hell because suicide's a sin. All right, Jay.
Oprah has joined 60 Minutes as a special correspondent. Her first assignment was in Syria, where she wandered the war-torn streets shouting, "You got a bomb! You got a bomb! You got a bomb! Everybody got a bomb!"
Bravo. Wow.
That's outstanding.
I also had an alternate version of that where I said, "You lost your mom! You lost your mom! You lost your mom!"
Oh, man. Jay just jumping in head first.
Go ahead and hang that up in the Mexican joke off rafters.
So what we do? Can you play your mic up a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
All right. A baby dolphin has died after someone dragged it out of the water to take selfies with it. Authorities are on the hunt for a woman with a dog nose, dog ears, and a terrible personality.
All right. Actress Viola Davis won a SAG award for her performance in Fences, and her tits won a SAG award for being a fat, droopy nightmare.
Bing bong.
Take that, National Treasure Viola Davis.
Hey, take that, kettle. All right. The pot has the floor.
6 were killed and many more wounded after a shooting at a mosque in Quebec City. Police are hot on the trail of the suspect, who is reportedly the only Canadian to never apologize.
Wait, let me check the mics really quick. All right, yeah, we're good. Professional operation here, ladies and gentlemen. Bring the momentum to a screeching halt. The Mormon Church is buying up land in Central Florida for its plan to create a Mormon city of 500,000 people by 2080. The working title for this community is Family Board Game Nightropolis.
They're literally the settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
Good God.
I read that. I'm like, it's fucking terrifying. They're just buying up all this land, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to plant some seed. We're going to have 4 or 5 seed families, and then,
Yeah, it'd be way less scary if they were just outright planning something evil, but it's the fact that they're going to do nothing fun with it.
Oh, yeah, it's just going to be a whole fucking, like Cloud City with Applebee's.
It's really going to be the town from Footloose. No dancing, no caffeine.
Yeah.
All right, I have a showdown with Jay, actually. A right-wing terrorist killed 6 people in a Quebec mosque. This incident is expected to create retaliation from Canada's deadliest Islamic terror group, ISIS. For the listening audience, OB is standing in the other room, just glaring at me and shaking his head. I would have also gone with Montreal Qaeda. There it is.
Oh, boy.
This is very similar to an old joke.
Oh, DeGracis Junior High?
DeGracis
yeah, I remember.
Junior High,
There's a
yeah.
lot of Canadian
Junior High.
terrorism puns on this show.
Oh, boy. The Boy Scouts of America has agreed to allow transgender boys to join the organization. In an effort to also show their inclusivity, the Girl Scouts have added merit badges for riflery, auto repair, and scissoring.
George H.W. Bush has been discharged from the hospital after a bout of pneumonia. The Skull and Bones Society of Yale sent their well wishes, but expressed disappointment that they won't have a new skeleton to make pledges jack off into anytime soon. That's one of my favorite conspiracy theories, that you have to jerk off into a skull in front of your dad to get into this frat.
It's also how you join the Mean Boys fan club.
Mail us,
If you want to get followed back on Twitter, it's going to cost you.
Just a skull that's like a rubber band ball, but with cum, just layers over time.
It's more cum than skull at this point.
Oh, of course.
It's like, you remember the Wonder Ball? Like the chocolate with a little toy in the middle of it?
Oh, God.
Oh, God. All right, another Boy Scout. The Boy Scouts of America announced they will begin allowing transgender children to join their organization. A leader said in a statement, quote, "A child's gender identity should not prevent them from the thrill and excitement of getting molested in the woods."
Ooh, okay. Well, I've got a nice little button on the end of this, Jay.
Oh, boy. The Indian government announced a plan to offer free Wi-Fi to over 1,000 villages nationwide because it's a lot easier to forget that you have no clean drinking water when you can finally watch free porn.
Oh, no.
My favorite jokes are ones that are just succintly summarize true things that are upsetting and that have no element of misdirection or humor in them.
It's not really like a joke so much as it is just like footage of a child soldier being shot and then like a...
Yeah, it's just a weird news haiku. Those I love. 3 men in Bucks County, Pennsylvania are on the run after sexually molesting young boys in costume at a furry party. Authorities are working with the boys to construct a sketch of their attackers at the local Build-A-Bear workshop.
Oh, man. How many Google alerts for furry news have you set up by now, Connor?
The stories just find me. You guys aren't going on the right subreddits, gang.
Oh, that's deeply upsetting. Because you got to put the heart in it.
What I struggled for about 10 minutes with a show me on the doll where he touched you, but I was like, they don't use a Paddington Bear for molestation victims. No. And then I realized, Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Paddington Bear's too well dressed.
He's got that trench coat, though. That feels like easy access.
Good point.
He's got the galoshes.
There's a kid from my high school who became a furry.
Oh, I really thought you were going to say they got molested by a furry.
Well, that's how they create themselves. It's just a never-ending chain.
It's like vampire rules. You just go back in time and you kill Snuffleupagus, and then
I worked with a dude who was a furry, and he was he lacked all shame about it. He was very upfront, which was both cool and also hey, shut up.
Yeah,
really bumming out the lunch table at Disneyland, guy. All right, finally for me. A Jamaican family was shocked and angered when they were shipped 2 industrial barrels full of garbage by a European nonprofit organization. The family says this is the last time they trust any deliveries from TomGossLootCrate.com.
Tom, good. Yeah, use promo code
The banana peels are like pants if you think hard enough.
Something I shared on Facebook, but we made Tom name 10 Tom Hanks movies, and he said, what's the Jew list one? I want to say Schmeckler's List, but I know that's wrong. And he's like, well, he's not in Flubber, I know that.
Oh, man. This is very apt, my last one. The Trump administration came under fire after its official statement on Holocaust Remembrance Day omitted any mention of the Jews. Press Secretary Sean Spicer defended the decision, stating they were just alternative victims. This administration is preparing for the most well-attended genocide in history, period.
You lost your mom. You lost your mom. We took your shoes. Get on the train.
Give me those fillings. Jesus Christ.
By the way, Mean Boys fans, check out La Vita e Bella. It's an Italian foreign film. It is a slapstick Holocaust movie. And If that's not the most Mean Boys,
I cannot believe
thing.
we didn't make that.
I know, right? I'm like, this is going to be our whole YouTube series.
Fun Sean Spicer thing. Have you seen the Dippin' Dots thing with him?
Oh, yeah, where he's hated Dippin' Dots.
He has
for
gone on a
years.
multi-year Twitter campaign against Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future.
Oh, but when Connor says he doesn't want to try soup, he's some kind of psychopath.
Yeah, you're not also the voice of a nation.
Well, speak for yourself, Carrie, all right?
Not like a good one.
I'm the voice of a more of a confederacy of basement
Yeah,
dwellers.
what's that nation where the sewer people live in X-Men? You're the voice of that nation.
I think you're thinking of Futurama. And
No, I'm
Leela's
thinking
parents.
of the Morlocks. I know what I'm thinking of.
All right, well, we should go. The Mean Boys broadcast will be right back with some bullshit.
This week, a huge debate sprung up over the appropriateness of making jokes involving the president's 10-year-old son, Barron Trump. Many comedians, myself included, were met with resistance, calls for firing, and even death threats in response to their jokes about Barron. This is a reasonable response. In these tumultuous times, we must remember what is most important, the feelings of a young white billionaire. Therefore, the Mean Boys would like to issue apologies and corrections for the following statements.
Barron Trump has never made his G.I. Joes kiss and then burned them over the stove for giving him an erection.
Barron Trump does not seem like the kid who would die first in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Barron Trump's favorite food is not human flesh with the crust cut off.
Reports that Barron Trump was seen sitting motionless in a cornfield surrounded by tiny, skinless bodies of dozens of mutilated squirrels are unfounded.
As far as we know, Barron Trump has never loudly berated his father for not having big enough hands to satisfy his dumb child anus.
It would not be hilarious to put a Clockwork Orange-style helmet on Barron Trump and make him watch as we broke all his favorite toys.
There is no concrete evidence that Barron Trump still breastfeeds.
There is no truth to the idea that Barron Trump has a race car bed, which he will use to fatally run down 3 innocent pedestrians and then avoid prosecution due to being diagnosed with affluenza.
It is unfair to assume that Barron Trump screams and urinates anytime he makes eye contact with a possible Jew.
Barron Trump is neither retarded, nor a faggot, nor, as previously presumed, a retarded little faggot.
We apologize for any misunderstandings that may have arisen from our careless reporting and wish Barron Trump a speedy emotional recovery in his magnificently gilded cage.
Guang! And the Mean Boys podcast is back with an installment of a new game, Urban Dictionary. What does this mean? I didn't come up with a name for the segment before we recorded. So we'll get a jingle going for that immediately. Gentlemen, here's how this game is going to work. I have looked up some pretty reprehensible phrases from Urban Dictionary that I was not previously familiar with. I'm going to give you the name of the phrase. You're going to guess what you think it means, and we're going to see who can get the closest.
Okay.
All right.
And some of these will haunt your dreams.
Oh, God.
Spoiler alert, there's a lot of poop coming up.
My favorite Urban Dictionary ones are always like, Kevin, some bitch in biology class that can't
it's
make
like,
anyone come.
Yeah, Dave, a rockin' dude. Being a real Dave right now, bro.
I knew it was true love when he created an Urban Dictionary for my name.
All right, the first one. What is the Tallahassee Gas Mask?
Fuck. Okay, let's think about...
So, we already know there's a lot of poop coming. So I have a feeling we're getting right out of the bat with some shit.
My question is, Tallahassee just a funny set of syllables for the thing, or is it about the cultural makeup of Tallahassee in this gas mask?
I'm conflicted on how to answer that. I feel like the cultural makeup of Tallahassee is pretty
It's just
well respected.
pooping in your face?
Basically.
I forget, which one's Tallahassee?
It's the one in Florida.
Florida, okay.
It's where University of Florida is. The Gators.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you know it's good.
Yeah. Tallahassee gas mask. Okay. I think that is where you tie a tank top around your buddy's face when he passes out drunk and everyone takes a shit in it.
Excellent guess.
I think that is where you take the goggles you would wear while you're riding a jet ski and shit on top of those goggles. Do you wear goggles while you're jet skiing? In this example, you do.
I feel like I would.
I thought you were asking us, would you guys go jet skiing? The correct answer is the Tallahassee Gas Mask is, quote, when one splatters farts into a hotel-provided shower cap and sneaks up behind a loved one and pulls it around their face like a gas mask.
Splatters farts?
Splatters farts.
Splatters.
Oh, no.
Splatters farts is one of Barron Trump's ancestors. I'm an oil man. Splatters farts.
Yes, it's good to have land.
I drink your filth shake. I slurp it up.
Speaking of which...
Hot impression from 2005, con man. Anyway.
Speaking of slurping, the next one is the Massachusetts Slurpee.
I don't like these states had nothing to do with these crimes.
Yeah. Just throwing, just besmirching the name of our good United States here.
50 nifty deprived. Yeah, I don't know.
You got it.
I ran out of words. It's early.
The Massachusetts Slurpee. Oh,
What the fuck is? Okay, I got to stop thinking about Massachusetts having anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's the real downfall here. The last one was shower caps.
Or maybe it snows in Massachusetts. Maybe I'm going to say that's like a slushy of eating like yellow snow.
Okay.
That's one's peed on.
Interesting guess.
All right. I'm going to say the Massachusetts Slurpee is where you take a powdered wig and blend it up with some shit and then force a detained Cuban to drink it. I don't know why I'm going with Cuban.
No, that would be Tallahassee.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
That's a stone's throw from Gitmo.
How racist do you have to be to have a problem with Cubans in Boston?
There's only one of them, but I don't fucking like him, okay? Yeah, the hell am I? All right. The correct answer, the Massachusetts Slurpee is, quote, when during intercourse, right before the girl climaxes, you whip out a straw and put it into her vagina. Once the straw is tightly shoved in, you masturbate until you can come into the straw, which funnels down into her vagina. Sorry, somebody called me while I was reading that, and I've never been more afraid I was going to answer a phone.
I thought that was called the fucking Pittsburgh in mid-flight refueling.
What a weird, like, how about I ruin coming for everyone?
Yeah, that's like, I like these like things because like they're clearly thought of by like 13-year-olds. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Who don't know how to,
What kind of
what a
laser
sex is.
and also that straw is just going to end up inside your pee hole. Like
The logistics of coming do not work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even if you had a boba straw, it's a tough maneuver. You need a few tries.
Oh, God. Just picturing just chunks.
Hi, Mom. Anyway.
All right. Number 3, quote, quabbing a twab.
This is just the sound Tom makes when he walks in the morning in his sandals.
Quab a twab a doo.
Quabbing a twab.
Quabbing a twab.
You know something, the phrase I made up that I wanted to put on Urban Dictionary because I think it could catch on is when you're playing hacky sack and you're the one who makes it like, not up in the air anymore. It's called skeezing the hack. So if you guys want to start saying that, I have not heard a better way to describe it.
Skeezing the hack.
Oh, dude, you skeezed the hack, man.
Squeezing the hack sounds like that's how you heckle Pauly Shore.
Hey, don't squeeze my twab, man.
So squabbing the twab.
Quabbing a twab.
Squabbing a twab. What? Quabbing a twab?
Quabbing a twab. I promise you're not going to get this one. I'm just curious what you think it is.
That's where you come into an old T-shirt and you wring it out over a girl's butt.
I think quabbing a twab is where you use some kind of gas to delouse a special needs class for pubic lice.
That's how you make a Tom.
Episode 45. How have we not said delouse before?
Agent Orange.
Well, we have a name for the episode. The correct answer is quabbing a twab is, quote, when you're having sex with a seal and the seal poops out a baby seal. And so you hit it with a shovel, then you hit the mother in the head with a shovel, and then you poop on her.
Man, these 13... What's the deal with 13-year-olds and fucking animals?
Yeah, right. I mean, I was like a dirty Sanchez, tee hee hee, rusty trombone. Wow, naughty.
Yeah, these get increasingly violent.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more. Or no, two more.
I blame video games.
All right. What is a Tennessee abortion?
It's probably a thing that should happen. No.
It's illegal. That's what it is.
I mean, what's a
Does
hen
not
weigh?
compute.
What's a hen weigh? About 2 to 3 pounds? A Tennessee abortion.
Tennessee abortion. I don't know.
I wish I knew enough about sports to name
when you
any
try to-
Tennessee
Something that
sports
I
team.
wish had happened to Taylor Swift.
That's when you try to do anal after she went to Waffle House. Final answer.
No. Oh, no. My dick's smothered and covered. The correct answer is Tennessee abortion is giving birth directly into the mouth of a bear. That's what it is.
I suppose, yeah, well.
I mean, I have seen a bear in Tennessee, so that does kind of check out.
Yeah. I lied. That is the last one.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, I think we can all agree this game wasn't as good as we wanted to. But maybe we planned on some Tom Lightning round, and maybe Tom didn't show up. So,
The Mean Boys will be right back.
conspiracy theories have circulated for years regarding the death of iconic comedian Bill Hicks. Some claim that he's undergone facial reconstruction surgery and assumed the identity of alt-right radio firebrand Alex Jones, while those who cite discrepancies in his chemotherapy and hair loss assume he opted out of show business for a quiet life on the lam. Newly leaked audio from a Southwest flight from Houston to Oakland has sparked speculation that he's been living out his twilight years as a funny flight attendant. Let's take a listen.
All right, lemmings, listen up.
Wait, are you allowed to smoke in here?
Welcome to You Couldn't Afford JetBlue, Flight 666 to California's Detroit. Got a couple quick announcements before we take off. If you're going to hijack the plane and slit people's throats with box cutters, start with the babies, please. I mean, I'll be trying to sleep in the bulkhead, and those call buttons are hooked up to the electrodes on the pilot's nipples, so press at your own risk. Make sure your luggage is stored in the overhead compartment so you won't be reaching up for it in flight like a crying infant at its cradle, pleading for its mother possessions to coddle it back to a sweet brain-dead equilibrium. For those of you that breathe with your mouth and think with your dicks, that means get your iPhones now, folks. In the event of a water landing, life vests will drop from the ceiling, and when you pull the red tab, they'll do their impression of Ronald Reagan's ego during a photo op with a row of caskets full of dead Marines and inflate. See to it that those seatbelts are tightly fastened, or better yet, don't. The population's growing faster than the ass implant industry, and if a little turbulence can tape you out of the gene pool, then towel off and hit the showers, Grandpa. If you are sitting on an emergency exit row, just remember, lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. Sometimes the doors get sticky, but keep pulling, you'll get it. In the event of a sudden drop in cabin pressure, just tell her that this usually never happens, and then put on the George Michael Pandora station. Secure your mask before securing others around you, because charity is for communists. We'll be serving complimentary in-flight refreshments. Soda pop and water are free. Our selection of well drinks are $5 each. And if you slip me a 20 and don't mind a dirty Portobello aftertaste, I'll give you a small Ziploc bag with God's phone number inside of it. And don't worry, folks. If this plane does crash, the Warren Commission will tell your loved ones that there was a magic goose that flew into the engines. Southwest Flight 779, clear for takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mean Boys podcast returns, and it is time to close out the show as we always do with a round of our favorite game, Which of the Following? This game comes to us from Ilya from New York. Follow her on Twitter. Or him on Twitter. I forget. I don't know. I can't tell. Yeah, follow that on Twitter, at Bad Chop Suey. One of our greatest listeners. Always sends us some fun games. Always.
I'm going to say her just because I like the idea that any woman besides that Lacey chick likes this show.
Yeah. She came out to see me at a show last night, and I didn't find out until I get the tweet hours later because Mean Boys fans are shy, and they just lurk in the corners.
They really do. I knew she was at Warp Zone or Big Money last time I did it, and I was like looking for her, and I couldn't find her.
Yeah.
She's disappeared.
All right, anyway, from India, I like that's the sound of our fans scurrying into the darkness.
Pitter-pattering away like cockroaches.
She sent us this game like 6 months ago, and hey, somebody lost it. I don't know who. This is Which of the Following is not a real mobster nickname?
Okay.
So let's go round one. A, Donald, the Wizard of Odds, Angelini. B, Johnny Sausage, Barbado. C, Christopher Three Bags, Montella. Or D, Louis Haha Adanazio.
Okay, if your name is Johnny Sausage Barbados and you're not in gay porn, like what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm trying to decide this one based on the way I would most imagine a Guido saying their name. Like, hey, Johnny Sausage over here.
Yeah, like it's like my dad when they're coming up with baby names for me, he was like he ran it by the baseball announcer test, like next up on the plate, Connor McSpadden. Like, you know, to see if it works.
That was optimistic.
Yeah. And I was
for the frail wisp of a man he ended up with.
I got some T-ball pictures that'll break your heart, gang. Let's put those on the Mean Boys Twitter. Just me and my fucking gigantic head and no hand-eye coordination, like smiling wrong.
Duh! Just falling over.
Yeah, totally.
What was the last one again?
Louis Haha Adanazio.
I'm going to say that one.
I'm going to go with the first one, the Wizard of Odds.
Ooh.
Mobsters don't care about Judy Garland.
Bold statement.
But they love L. Frank Baum. The fake one is C. Christopher Three Bags Montella.
I thought for sure that was the one that was real.
Yeah. It's a well-made game of Which of the Following. I always say, please, by the way, send us your Which of the Following because I think we're fucking out. So if you got one you want to do, we always love them.
We desperately don't want to work, so please.
Yeah, and we desperately don't want to have to use the ones that are like kind of mediocre that are sitting in the Gmail. Oh, by the way, always save if you're going to do all real or all fake, save the craziest real ones and just pick those first. All right, that's how you do
We're
it.
teaching them how to write our podcast. All right.
Yeah, you got to give the people the keys to success. I'm like the DJ Khaled of ISIS jokes. A, Charles Carollo, a.k.a. Charlie the Wop. B,
Well, let's see.
Eddie Garofalo, a.k.a. Eddie the Chink.
All right.
Oh, a little on the nose there.
Yeah. I don't think Garofalo is a Chinese name. I think that's... All right.
Janine Garofalo. C, Salvatore Montagna, a.k.a. Sal the Zip.
Uh-oh. I don't like what D's going to be.
D, Henry Morello, a.k.a. Hank the Kraut.
Oh, that went way better than I thought it would. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I do respect the grouping in these. She was like, "Oh, there's a lot of people that are AKA blank the slur."
Yeah.
Let me put those together.
I see you, Ilya.
I feel like the Zip one is definitely real because that's an old timey enough.
Zip is like not the first racial slur you'd think of.
Right, exactly.
And Zip also could just mean they're fast, and it just fits this racism thing.
But it probably
it doesn't mean they're fast.
It could
Yeah.
mean they're fast.
Oh, Chink might just mean he has a lot of exposed flaws.
Chink is the fake one. I say B.
All right, Jason.
Yeah, I agree.
The fake one is D, Henry Morello, a.k.a. Hank the Kraut.
Motherfucker!
Ooh, Ilya batting a perfect game out there in New York City. 3, these could all be nicknames for Joe, they say. A, George Butterass DeCiccio.
Shut up!
B, Antonio Fathead Didamaso. C, oh my God, Tommy Three Finger Brown Lucchese.
Three Finger Brown.
Or D, Joseph Skinny Joe Merlino. You're not going to like what the theme of the next round is, Keith, by the way.
Oh, no. Man, why can't you have a trait so we can make fun of you for a round?
Mocking me is like punching water, It's like Bruce, Bruce,
Yeah.
It's hard and it makes you look dumb.
Yeah, that's the quote.
Right, Jay? That's how you do it. You just got to be completely unremarkable.
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly. Take it from two of the top white guys in the nothingness biz.
You hot pair of vanilla nonsense.
As I call it, the midnight pissing contest.
I know, I'm surrounded by two shitty clouds. Fuck.
Yeah, we're like a bad Mario level.
Okay, can you run those names one more time, please?
Sure can. A, George Butterass DeCiccio.
Okay.
B, Antonio Fathead Didamaso. C, Tommy Three Finger Brown Lucchese. Or D, Joseph Skinny Joe Merlino.
I go with B.
Fathead?
Here's the thing. I want to believe that Butterass DeCiccio
I do too.
cannot be real. That is a cartoon.
But
Yeah.
I think it's got to be
But
real.
it's so dumb, I can't imagine her making it up. I'm going to say the Three Finger Brown situation. See?
The fake one is Antonio Fathead Didamaso.
Son of a bitch.
Jay Light
Call
is
it.
on the board. By the way, quick sidebar. When I was in Las Vegas, we were getting an Uber back to the hotel. The Uber driver, the most Italian man I've ever met in my life, just ooh, yeah, in my country, and pulling out of the Cosmopolitan, fucking chunks into a limousine, real hard, fucking bam, thwack, and he's like, oh no, and then he fucking pulls up and he's like, no driver, we keep going. So then he drives off onto the strip and makes his escape, and he's just making small talk the entire time.
And then out of nowhere, this blue tortoise shell comes in.
but he was just like, we just committed a crime. You are how you say, accessory to vandalism. Anyway, moving on.
Turn this Uber around, Butterass.
I'd love to ride with an Italian Uber driver. Car smell like garlic bread. It'd be fantastic.
He was like, I'm trying to remember last time I had the bump. It was a 1997. I felt bad because he was trying to get my seatbelt secured, so he was just worried about my safety.
Wait, a
and
bump
then
like
ruined his
cocaine
life.
or like...
Oh, a bump into a car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He wasn't that cool.
I like it to party.
Number 4, these could all be nicknames for Keith. A, Carmine Perisco, a.k.a. Charlie Moose.
Okay, go with that.
B,
Butterass again.
John Porky Zensocchio.
There it is.
C, Girolamo Palermo, a.k.a. Jimmy Dumps. Or D, Louis Pioggi, a.k.a. Louis the Lump.
Jimmy Dumps. Hey, Jimmy Dumps and Louis the Lump over here.
Jimmy Dumps.
Jimmy Dump sounds like a place that
Like-
makes like fine sandwiches.
No, I was about to say that's like what happens in the bathroom after you enjoy a fine Jimmy Dean past its prime. Oh man, Keith's got the Jimmy Dumps.
Fuck.
Jimmy Dumps.
What were A and B?
Jimmy.
What were A and B again?
A was Carmen Persico, aka Charlie Moose.
Okay.
B was John Porky Zansocio.
I'm gonna say Porky.
I'm going with D, Louis the Lump.
The fake one is A, Carmine Persico, a.k.a. Charlie Moose.
Son of a bitch.
Man.
All right, number
This
5.
is a really well.
This is a well, yeah. This
I'm
a,
over 5.
Ilya
I got
knows her
one.
shit. Oh,
You
yeah,
got
you got
one.
one more left. So,
Yeah. All right.
Jay, just pick whatever he does, and then via game theory, you win.
Sweet.
Hey, shut up.
All real or all fake. But like we've ever kept track of who won
Yeah, I
any
know.
game on this
Yeah.
fucking show.
I know. I don't know why I'm getting defensive. Maybe just
And our next
called
game,
the lump.
a different excuse to make jokes about ISIS. All right, all real or all fake. A, Ciro, the Artichoke King, Terra Nova. By the way, where's Super Mario Sunshine Boss?
The Artichoke King of Terra Nova sounds like a supporting character from Dune. Like, fuck this.
B, Matthew, Matty the Horse, Ianello. C,
Don't ever do that again.
No die, scary. I cannot do any accent that isn't Scottish or...
They all turn into
or-
Yakov Smirnoff eventually.
Our heart C is Jamie the Lapper LaPetra. All right, and D, Salvatore Velvet Glove Macio.
That's another Joe one.
The Velvet Glove.
Those are all kind of lame, which leads me to believe they might be fake.
I would believe. See, I think that their lame makes them real.
See, normally I would think that, but this person is so good at this, I think it's a double fake out. I'm going to say all fake.
All right, I'm gonna play game theory on this one and agree. All fake.
They are all real.
Now teach you. Why would you trust me?
Doesn't matter. I still come out on top.
Shut up, asshole.
With an impressive victory of 1-0, Jay wins nothing.
Jay loses the least.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Jimmy down in the dumps over here.
Oh God! Look at fucking the sassy big lips faggot or whatever. I don't know.
Sassy big lips.
I wasn't prepared to riff.
It was changed from Sassy for God at Ellis Island.
all right. Well, Ellis Pyland. we got some. The same.
Ellis Thousand Island. All right.
Oh, that's way better. The person that sent us that game sent us some slams for all of us. So these are from Ilya. Connor looks like he date rapes women by putting roofies in Totino's pizza rolls. Not bad. Connor looks like a school shooter who uses a slingshot. Now that is a better school shooter joke I've heard in a while.
Jesus.
Solid.
She writes, Keith's fat, so that's something. Here's a list of possible new names for Keith Carey.
Oh.
Ham Kinnison, Paula Double Poundstone, Ray Pecorino Romano,
What?
Blob Badheart, Weak Knee Dangerfield. Never gonna be Slim Jeffries.
All right.
Artie Lang, parentheses, he'll probably die soon, so you can just take his name.
All right. You're like 2 for 8 on those.
Oh,
Ilya.
shit. Okay. We've got some more from Ilya. Oh wait, no, we don't. I put those up top. We got some more slams from Connor Benson. The other one of my fellow Connors out there. He sent us a Mexican joke-off joke. A jury finds Python owner not guilty in death of boys, making this the only headline Keith Carey wishes was about him. I don't even know. Yeah. He said, Connor, I didn't know there would be a bombing as bad as Japan until I heard Connor on the Adam Todd Brown podcast.
Oh, mercy. That was funny.
Yeah, very true. Connor looks like one of Donald Trump's rape babies. You can do better. Connor McSpadden looks like he failed to get into a ska band in high school. All right, there we go. Warmer.
All right. Yeah.
Connor McSpadden is so white and full of hate, he's like the used tissues after someone masturbated to torture porn.
I got bored about a third of the
Yeah.
way through that.
Keith reminds me of my aunt's Thanksgiving turkey, round, often burnt, and thoroughly tasteless.
That's like cheeky. That's not even an insult.
This is from the New Yorker roast battle.
Those sound like the title cards from like show on logo. Like,
Oh, Ilya even addressed. She said, "Last time I wrote you guys, you inquired whether I was a man or a woman, and these times, who's to say? Actually, my name is Ilya." Yeah, she didn't even, or that they didn't even clarify.
Ilya
That's it.
sounds like a girl's name.
Yeah, it sounds like a girl.
It's like
Yeah.
a girl or some sort of like ancient Greek mythological situation.
Yeah, or a Russian mobster.
Yeah, that's part lady, part a horse. Like,
Yeah, let's see if we have anything else. Okay, Guartard sends us this joke.
shut up. His name's not Quartard.
I mean, that's,
Perfect Mean Boys fan.
That's
right
our
there.
fan base right there.
yeah, Krispy Kreme Donuts has been sued for not using real fruits in their donuts. The Mean Boys' Connor McSpadden was quoted as saying, "Hey, Keith still counts as half. We cool?"
All right.
Well, there you go. Oh, man. But don't you love our fucking... Oh, wait, there's way more fucking slams. All right, you guys want to read more slams?
Sure.
Slam
Here, let me
away.
read some.
Okay, yeah, you can read some of the there's a bunch of Connor ones
You
there.
read them with the enthusiasm of a kid who's just called on to read in class and is illiterate.
He's popcorning away.
Where are we? We can't do Joe ones because Joe's not here. Okay, I see.
Right there.
Oh, shit. I accidentally scrolled too far. There it is.
Here we go.
Connor looks like an albino cave lizard.
Okay.
Connor looks like he drinks milk with every meal but still has a calcium deficiency. Which, this person doesn't know that, but that is an excellent burn for Jay.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
these could all be for either of them.
That's true. No, this is a Jay one. Jay looks like the first attempt to clone Prince Harry. Connor looks like if an incest baby raped another incest baby. All right, buzzword Magoo. Connor looks like if the boy from Room never escaped.
Oh, shit.
Only vaguely know what that movie's about.
Connor looks like if Mr. Weasley fucked a bag of sun chips. What? How is that so correct? Connor looks like the guy in the Fred who constantly has to defend his increasingly homoerotic hazing suggestions.
That's good.
Connor looks like he has a lemonade stand as a child, but his father stole all the money and fled to Belize with his mistress. What? All right.
Yeah, that's a great guy.
Took a turn.
Connor looks like he has more bum fight videos on his phone than pictures of his friends and family.
They're called felony fights, and I'd thank you to watch Dennis versus Rampage, I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
We'll do that for Hell's Box Seat sometime because it's one of the funniest videos of all time.
Jesus. Connor looks like he lost his virginity to a real doll before cutting off her head and burying it in his parents' backyard. I think there's more, but I think we got the gist.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, let me see if there's any good Keith ones.
Hey,
in
wait,
here.
I want to read some slams.
Yeah, let Jay read some.
Oh yeah, get over. Just come take my microphone.
All right.
Who cares?
Such a professional operation over here, guys. Okay. Keith looks like a juggalette who's transitioning into a juggalo who's transitioning into a beluga whale.
Okay, there we go.
Keith looks like he started giving blood to pay his rent, but he kept giving blood for the free cookies.
You just need a little better source material. That's the problem.
No.
Keith looks like a half-deflated weather balloon filled with children's nightmares.
Fuck.
That's a Keith-ass joke about Keith.
That is a
Yeah.
I literally wrote most of that joke about Jeff Ross already.
Keith's so fat, his shadow has a shadow.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Keith's upbringing had all the hallmarks of turning Keith into a serial killer. Of course, Keith is not a serial killer. Serial killers get more road work. Doesn't know anything about your career, clearly. I'd say Keith has his own gravitational pull, but gravity is defined as the ability to attract.
Oh,
Matt Broussard.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Show yourself better, Connor.
Keith looks like a deep ocean sea creature that can change its sex depending on the temperature of the water.
That's the thing about these is they're mostly bad, but every once in a while you're like, damn it, nail, meathead.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Here's the last one. And then there's a couple for you guys. I'm not sure what Keith's ethnic background is, but he looks like his ancestors come from a country whose national dress is a pickle barrel.
That's a long road to a pickle barrel.
No one is more fond of using the idea of wearing barrels as pants than I am.
A long road to a pickle barrel sounds like a song they would play on the piano in a speakeasy.
Yeah, that Billy Joel B-side.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's like a song that would be, would have backed fucking, I can't think of it, Crocodile Rock. There you go.
That's Elton John. You
Okay.
have no idea who Billy Joel is, do you?
He's Elton John's friend.
Name one Billy Joel song.
Piano Man.
All right. Name another one.
Name it, yeah.
Piano Man 2.
The Revenge.
Oh, no. It's Sheila Take
Everyone's still in the shitty bar.
Yeah.
Just checking in, everybody.
I was about to say Sheila Take a Bow, but that's either The Cure or The Smiths, so I'm getting way off.
Both are aggressively not Billy Joel.
No, not even close.
What a weird. All right. Are there any more of these bullshit?
I know a lot about Joy Division.
Of course you do.
I think that's...
Yeah, that's pretty much
Connor
all the
just
good
got
ones
into
in
Joy
here.
Division, which feels like a 30-year-old just learning how to ride a bike. I'm just like, how did it take you this long?
Because I'm basically the Ian Curtis of dick jokes.
You've been sad and white and boring for many years.
Oh,
Like,
I know,
cannot
yeah.
believe it took you this long to get to
I have an
Joy Division.
unpleasant baritone. I'm always twitching. Oh, wait, no, that's... anyway.
My baritone is great.
Listen to Jay's podcast. You should have planned better, right?
Yeah. It's all over iTunes and SoundCloud. Listen to that. It's a fun time.
Keith, you got anything you want to plug?
Check out Roast Battle. It's all on the Comedy Central website. The day this comes out, Tuesday, I'll be at Warp Zone at the Virgil with headliner Dana Gould. Wednesday, I'll be at the Venice Underground. Thursday, I will be at the Good Night in North Hollywood. And Friday, I will be at Sauce at Desano Pizzeria in Silver Lake. So
that's
check
a
out
fun show.
those shows. Yeah, I'm
Sounds a good time.
This weekend, Thursday through Saturday, about the Madhouse Comedy Club in San Diego, one of the finest comedy clubs inside of the finest malls in one of the best cities.
Great club, bad mall.
Yeah. Confusing mall.
Yes.
I'll also be doing some clean comedy in between my sets at the Madhouse at Comedy Heights in San Diego. So if you want to come watch a man to give himself an aneurysm, come check those out. And the week after that, you better believe I'm coming for you, Modesto. All right, we're doing this. Check me out at the Shadow Lounge on February 11th, and something before that hasn't confirmed a venue yet. But it's a special Valentine's Day show, which means I'm going to do the same thing I always do.
The Shadow Lounge.
Oh, and
that sounds like the flyer has a lot of lens flare, and they offer bottle service. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, not quite the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shadow Realm themed bar that I would have wanted to open up in the Central Valley. Oh, and February 14th, I'll be roast battling Toby Murable at the Comedy Store.
Talk about a real white-off. Oh, and also tonight you can catch me at the Higher Path Collective doing lit comedy at 9 o'clock in Sherman Oaks. Fun.
He's going to have to wear a Tallahassee gas mask so he doesn't get a contact high.
Hey-o.
I think that's it, boys. Shall we?
Yeah.
Fuck everything. God is dead.
Crazy.